I'm Ty the Paint Guy. We're going into step 3 here of doing our beach on this new painting from the North Island called San Josef, named after San Josef Bay. We are working our way around the palette here, as you can see. We started in our sky over here and worked our way around to the ocean colors, and now we're coming this way, and this is to make our sand color. And I tried to pre-mix the sand color here. This is not pure white. This is a bit of white mixed with Naples yellow and yellow ochre. So that's why I added these two colors here, so we can custom make this color. Use this small flat top brush. And I do want to make it a little darker, but anytime you do that, you just want to start with the tiniest little bit. So I'm going to just take a little bit of this Payne's Gray, very small amount. See how much is on there? It's just a tiny little hint of it. And let's mix that in. Okay. And let's fill this area here on the beach. Now this is one where we can probably get away with one coat because it's a light color. We're going to put it on nice and heavy. Get right out to the points here first. And we're going to stay a little bit back from the water's edge at first. One thing that you'll find as well when you're working with paint and paint brushes, the paint tends to want to ride up the brush towards the handle as you put it on. And so often with detail work and with smaller brushes, people lose patience because you see how the paint is not on the tip, it's just up from the tip now. So every so often it's a good idea to take your brush, and you can use the lip of your plate to do this, and pull that paint back down. This also helps you keep a nice sharp tip. There we go. We want a good solid coat of color all the way across. We'll see what the color looks like when it dries. Oh, I'm not supposed to pick up my canvas. Ginger's gonna get mad at me. She likes to edit these videos, and if I'm always picking up my canvas, she can't edit it easily. And I wouldn't say I'm an old dog, but I'm not a young dog either, so I don't learn new tricks as easily. I am a creature of habit. Whenever I teach these events in public, I'm holding onto my canvas and walking around the room to demonstrate. So Ginger's going to zoom in, and you'll be able to see that the paint is not fully up to the shoreline yet, and there's a reason for that. Just like we did the first time, I want to blend this into the bay. So we're going to do one bay at a time. We'll start with the small bay. All right, let's take a little bit more of that color. And we'll get right up close to the blue. Okay. Now we're going to clean our brush. Get that excess paint out of there. Dab your paper towel so you don't have drips. And we're going to go right across using the thin part of the brush right where the sand and the water meet. And we'll just see if we can get this to blend in. You usually have to go over it a couple times. Essentially, we're very gently mixing these two colors together. We can go back. Notice I'm following the curve of the bay. This also helps to give that look of the water sort of lapping up on the shore. Now let's get one more here just to soften that even more. Remember, this is still just all one coat. We can come back with a second coat and do any little touch-ups, any little add-ons, things like that. So give that a good rinse again. And let's do the big bay. So again, we'll get that beach color. And you can see how loaded my brush is. One side is a little more than the other. So we'll start with the light side here to go around this curve. All right. And now we'll flip the brush and use the other side and get right up close to that water. Okay, let's clean our brush and let's blend those edges. Clean damp brush, going right where these two colors meet. So my brush is straddling these two colors. Half the bristles are in that nice turquoisey color of the water and half are on the beach in our sand color. And we just have to go over these edges a few times to really get them to nicely blend. Give it a rinse. Ooh, there we go. And you see how you're able to pull some of that beach color out to make an even pointier little spit. And as you get the hang of it, you start to learn like, okay, I'm going to take a bit more of that beach color. So I'm going to use my brush on the beach more. Pick up that wet paint and then bring some of that color back into the water. There we go. Ta-da! All right, that's our beach. Clean our brush really well. Oh, and I forgot to mention that in between the step here of doing the base coat on the ocean and putting the base coat on the beach, I changed my water. I wanted to get rid of all that bluish color in the cup so that it wouldn't alter the color and turn the beach kind of green. I want this to look, if anything, more gray and sandy than green and sandy. And for one coat, the ocean looks pretty good and the sky looks pretty good, but we're going to come back and do our final pass now in the sky and on the ocean I don't necessarily need to do a second coat right in the bay if I'm happy with it, but usually I always do. See you in the next part.